Good morning. Ah, good morning. Reverend Rafe Ellis, and welcome to Season for Nonviolence. The Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence commenced on January 30th and marks the 64 calendar days between the memorial anniversary of the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi and that of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4th. The Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence was co-founded in 1998 by Dr. Arun Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, and the Association of Global New Thought. The objective is to create an awareness of nonviolent principles and practices as a powerful way to heal, transform, and empower our own lives and communities. The daily practices are designed to educate and inspire individuals and organizations alike to actively seek out nonviolent means by which to empower themselves and others to coexist in peace and prosper together in community. So that's what we're here to do this morning. Excuse me. And so I will let you know that they are doing work on the internet in my area, so hopefully we will have it for a while. I do have access to the chat, so if there's anything that you want to share, by all means, share that during this process. And so today is day 7 of the season for nonviolence, February 5th. And the thought for today is education. And the reading states this: knowledge strengthens our conviction and deepens our understanding and acceptance. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "We must remember that intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. The complete education teaches how to live by principles which benefit us and the people around us. Learn about the power of nonviolence by educating yourself." Excuse me. Read an article, a periodical, or a book. Watch a video on a subject that relates to nonviolence. Learn about human rights, diversity, ecology, history, politics, forgiveness, spirituality, peace studies, biographies of heroes, and more. So clearly, there's a lot of different ways we can all get educated about nonviolent practices. And I think it's pretty simple, especially with the internet, as I lovingly refer to the gospel according to Google. And yes, it requires a bit of research to verify. Um, and I think one of the most important pieces to remember is that true education teaches how to live by the principles which benefit us and everyone else. Centers for Spiritual Living refers to that as a world that works for everyone. And I think all too often it's easy to slip into a world that works for me. And personally, I find that to be way too convenient. um, it doesn't stretch me to grow, considering impact of other people and, you know, practicing forgiveness when I am negatively impacted. Um, but then, I believe it was Gandhi that pointed out, and if we live in a world where we continue to do an eye for an eye, then we all go blind. At some point, we get to choose to do better or choose to do different. Maybe even letting go of the idea of better is a way to improve. Um, but to begin to really educate ourselves, not just the head of ourselves, but the character of ourselves, to do the study, to learn the history of human rights and diversity, to practice better ecology in our home and in our daily practices, to pay attention to what heroes do we spend our time reading about and celebrating. That tells us a lot about our character. What do we actually celebrate? Who do we actually celebrate? Um, and if you are unaware of heroes to celebrate, read more, research more, because they're there. There are people, we all stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, and we get to learn about them and we get to celebrate them. So, our call to action today: I consciously expand my knowledge about nonviolence. I will share what I have learned with at least 3 other people and invite them to learn too. And I would add to that, um, that I will invite those 3 other people to share with me what they're learning and allow myself to learn from them. Um, that's all I have for this morning. I'm not seeing anything in the comments. Um, and so I'm going to assume that there are none because I can see that there are none. That's not even an assumption, that's just an observation. So I love you. I will be back tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock with the 365 days of Richard Living, and then again at 6:30 with the season for nonviolence. You're welcome to join me for both or either. Um, if you have afterthoughts or you're watching this later, please do leave notes in the chat. I will follow up with them as I'm able. And have a very, very blessed and peaceful day. Namaste.